Hi everyone, I hope you had a good week so far. We've reached the middle of the week and this is your reading for December 5th, 2018 for Wednesday. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I do hope that you've had a good day today. I hope it's been, nice, and hope if you're in a place that gets cold in December that you're somewhere where you can be warm tonight and where you can be comfortable and cozy and eat well and feel good in your body, because that's super important. So let's see, what is your overall energy for this Wednesday, December 5th, 2018? What is your overall guiding energy for this Wednesday, for today, right now? Receiving. So you might find that you feel like you're in need for something today. That need could be a need for healing. It could be a need for calm. It could be a need for some kind of peace that you may have felt like you've been lacking. Like a lot of people have been going through some things recently, especially with like the transitions of the planets and just the change of the seasons. The change of weather tends to affect people in a very serious way. It affects people's mental state and emotional state. So you might feel like you're in need of healing. You might be in need of something to calm you down, to make you feel better inside, internally. Whatever it is, whether that's like comfort from a friend or family member, go ahead and seek that out, because the energy is today that you need to just be open to receiving whatever it is that's being brought to you today. And that doesn't necessarily mean, you take in any negative energy, but just any healing, any calmness, any advice that's coming to you, any spiritual messages that might be coming to you. Let yourself be open to that today. Okay, so let's see what your aspirational energy is. This is not only going to help you to see what you can aspire to and hope for if you're able to overcome your challenges, but it is also the energy that can help us understand a little bit more of what you might be receiving today. Okay, so what is your aspirational and a little bit more explaining card for this Wednesday, December 5th, 2018? You have the Seven of Cups, right? So today what you could be receiving is a lot of inspiration, a lot of emotional growth. Like I said, healing. You could be finding peace. You could be finding a new passion for something. You could be receiving new ideas, new thoughts to start creating something different for yourself. You could be going through an emotional change. You could even be receiving a financial abundance. You could be receiving grounding. All of the elements are at play here for you today. So whatever it is that you need most, open yourself up to that. Whatever it is you're trying to achieve, open yourself up to that. This card is also asking you to be aware of distractions. If you're trying to achieve something but you're letting your brain go into like a million different directions, then try to bring it back to what matters most. Try to bring it back to your center, to what is the core of your need. Okay, you might be like, what, I need this and I need this and I need this, I need to go here, I need to do this, I need to explore this, I don't feel good, I want all these things in my life. And this is telling you that, a lot of those needs, a lot of those things that you're expressing might be coming from one core need. So really try to narrow it down to what's going on inside of you and what you truly, really are desiring, so that you're able to be open to that. Okay, but there are a lot of things coming into your life today. So be open also to all of the possibilities of this day, all of the possibilities of what your particular need could bring. Okay, so let's see, what is challenging you on the physical level? This could be your job, this could be your relationships, this could be your health, this could be, your physical health, your mental health even. I know that's it's a little bit different than just the mental state. How your mental health is affecting your body can sometimes come through on the mental side. Okay, so on the physical side. So what is challenging you on the physical side today? This could also have to do with your home life and your finances and things like that, any projects you're working on. So what is challenging you December 5th, 2018, Wednesday, on the physical, earthly, mundane level? You have the Queen of Wands. Okay, with the Queen of Wands, she's generally very directed energy, but your energy might be a little bit scattered today. Your energy might be, like I said, you might be thinking about all these things that you want to do, or all these things that you have to do, or all the things that you never got to do. Whatever it is, this is you're having trouble focusing. You're having trouble sticking to an idea. You're having trouble propelling yourself, you know, making yourself want to get up and do the work that you have to do, making yourself even want to get up and go to work if, like, you know, your normal day job, making yourself want to do any projects that you've been working on. And I understand that at this time of year, this energy happens to a lot of people where it's really hard to self-motivate. It's really hard to get yourself in gear and make yourself do things that you don't absolutely have to do, but things that you know that you want to do, that you've wanted to do for a long time. Okay, so you might be having some issues with just the self-motivation, with getting yourself directed, getting yourself up and going and doing the things that you have to do today, taking care of the business that you have to take care of today. Taking care of yourself even might be a struggle for you. You know, it might be hard for you to get up and make breakfast or make dinner. It might be hard for you to want to get up and take a shower and like do normal things. Okay, and that's where you are today. I think the Queen of Wands in this card speaks to the possibility of taking a rest, you know, just letting yourself get grounded. If you don't feel like you have that power to motivate yourself, then that means there's something unbalanced within you, okay? So let's see what you can do to overcome this particular challenge. How can you overcome this maybe lack of balance, this inability to motivate yourself and push yourself forward and actually do the things that you say you're going to do, or do the things that you want to do or that you've been doing for a while, and then suddenly all your motivation is poof out the window. So how can you overcome this particular challenge today, Wednesday, December 5th, 2018? You have the Fool, which I think was pulled a couple of days ago, and you have the Nine of Wands, right? So you're kind of feeling tired with this situation. You're kind of like you're at this point where, you know, you've been working hard, like I said, and you've been doing the things that you've been trying to motivate yourself, but now it just feels like it's so hard for you to stand up. It's so hard for you to just get up and do what you have to do. It's so hard for you to like jump out of bed. But this card is telling you that that's coming to an end. You are getting to a point where you're going to be able to rest. You really just have to like try to hold on a little bit longer. Don't give up. Yes, there have been a lot of losses. Yes, there's been a lot of trouble. Yes, there may have been pain and exhaustion, and like things just haven't been as ideally as you would like them to be. It's been troubling, but this message is not to give up. This message is to just try to hold on, try to let yourself push through this, and understand that you're going to come through this okay. You don't necessarily have to know all of the outcomes in this situation. You just have to know that as long as you keep holding on, and as long as you trust that you can get through this, you will get through this. The message I think here is to move forward, is to keep pushing yourself forward at this time, at this current time, and don't let fear stop you. Don't let fear hold you back. Definitely, you know, don't jump into things just because it seems like the easiest route. You're not necessarily going to be taking the easiest route in this situation, especially if this is something like a deep depression or an emotional illness, or you know, physical pain that you're dealing with. It's not something that there's any real easy answer. There's no real easy way to overcome this. But I think the message you're getting here is just to keep holding on, to trust that this is going to pass, that eventually you are going to come through this okay, and just to kind of have that faith that you're going to overcome this, and do what you need to do to overcome this, but don't give up on yourself. Don't quit on yourself, okay? So let's see what is going on under the surface that could maybe be causing this lack of motivation, or this possible painful situation that you're in that's keeping you in bed, keeping you from wanting to make a change. Sorry about that. So what is your challenge on the mental, emotional, and spiritual level for December 5th, 2018. What is going on under the surface that might be causing these issues? You have the 10 of Cups. So this could have something to do with your home life, but I think with the 10 of Cups, the message here is, how do I say this? You're going through some changes, right? You're going through some serious changes internally. You might be relooking at your philosophy on life. You might be rethinking your belief system, and you might be questioning everything that you've ever thought before. You're moving into a new plane of thought, a new style of thought, a new emotional playing field. You're going through this big kind of change, but you're not really sure how to find stability in that. You're not really sure how to feel safe yet. You don't necessarily feel safe in this situation, in this moment, in these thought changes, this thought process, this emotional change that you're going through. You might be dealing with some memories. You might be dealing with a sense of nostalgia, but not like the happy, oh, Nintendo 64 was really cool nostalgia, but just like thinking, about your childhood. And if you had some sort of trauma in your past, you might be really focusing on that right now and thinking about that and letting that kind of eat at you. And part of you is wondering, if what your life would have been like if you hadn't experienced those things, what your life would have been like, if you'd made a different decision, or if someone else who was involved had made a different decision, or if your experience had turned out in a different way, what your life could have been. And you're just kind of really thinking a lot on what ifs and what could have been and what might have been, and it's kind of holding you down, it's kind of weighing you down and making you kind of worry and wonder about where you're going. But you're not really in the present about it. You're just really either thinking hard about what happened in the past and how that affected you and how that changed you and how it's continuing to affect you and what that's going to mean for you in the future, and how, if you can or cannot change your mindset now, what that's going to do for you. And there might be a little bit of worry, there's this shadow that you're dealing with today. There's this emotional shadow, this mental shadow, and it's just kind of looming over you. So that's what you're dealing with on the mental, emotional, and spiritual level. Let's see what we can do to overcome this challenge. What can you do to overcome the shadow that's kind of plaguing you today? The shadow of memory, of past trauma, of just going through these mental changes, these emotional changes that you're feeling, and you're not really sure what to do with them or how to move forward through this situation. How can you overcome this on Wednesday, December 5th, 2018? You have the Five of Swords, and you have the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, I do think this is a definite change in thought for you. Like this is telling you, you've been through a lot. You've been through a lot of hard stuff. You've struggled. You've maybe suffered some trauma. You've suffered some hardships. You've been through battles, mental battles. You've possibly dealt with mental illness, even if not your own, someone in your family. It's someone that's very close to you, super, super close to you. And, at this point, you're better than you were before. And I think this card is a reminder that you are better than you were before. Yes, you've had to struggle, and you may continue to have to struggle with this situation. You might continue to have these dark thoughts. You might continue to have to deal with this shadow. But this message is that you need to face that shadow, but don't let it triumph over you. Don't let it stop you. Don't let it hold you down. But don't ignore it either. Like, you can't just look away from the shadow. This is something that is in your head. This is something that is in your heart, and you have to face it to deal with it. You have to face it to overcome it. And you can't let it, can't let it keep you defeated, right? You have to be able to stand up and say, I can do this, I can overcome this, I can get through this. And if you are able to do that, then you are going to find that, you're in a much better place. I think this card is telling you that you need to get grounded. Absolutely, you need to get centered within yourself, meditate, stop and breathe, stop and separate yourself from the outside world. I know it's not always easy for everyone to be able to do that, but if you do have the opportunity, even if it's just going into the bathroom and sitting in the bathroom and being quiet and being alone and letting the water run, just that's not necessarily environmentally friendly, but some sort of peaceful sound that is connecting you to the elements. Go to a park if it's not too cold for you. Do something that is going to help you get grounded. Do something that is going to help you get back into your body, get back into your center, and get back to who you are. Because I think you're very much worried that you're going to lose that's going to just slip away from you, who you are, your mental strength, your mental capabilities, your power, your internal power. I think you're afraid that you might lose that. You're afraid that that's going to slip away during this time, whatever you're experiencing. But this is a reminder that what you need to do is get grounded, and you need to stand up and face these issues and know that you're going to come through this, know that you're going to fight. It's very similar, I think, to what we got with the Nine of Wands, telling you not to give up on yourself, not to give up on this situation. Your mental health is very important, and you have to do whatever it takes to do that. And if your battle for mental health, your battle for emotional health means seeking out therapy, seeking out friends, then that's what you have to do. But you have to do whatever it takes to overcome this, because it is not time for you to stop. It is not time for you to be beaten down. It is not time for you to be broken. You do have the power. You have the mental capacity to overcome this. You do need to get grounded. Definitely look out for people who are taking advantage of your mental state right now. Look out for people who might be who might see that you're vulnerable and try to use that. Don't go to any like spiritual gurus because you're in this space. All right, if you're gonna seek someone out like that, then do that when you're in a good headspace. Do that when you are logical. Do that when you're emotionally healthy, because otherwise it's very easy for you to open yourself up and let this vulnerability show. And some people may take advantage of that. Some people may not have your best interest in mind. So I think it's very important that you get yourself solid, get yourself to a healthy place, seek out professional counselors, seek out professional therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, whatever it is you need. Seek out social workers, someone who's considering your best interest instead of wanting to just have you worship them or love them or follow them or believe in them. Everyone wants to be listened to, and not everyone who is in the position of authority, not everyone has your best interest in heart. So really try to be aware of that, and try to be aware of anyone who is seeking out vulnerable people, anyone who is looking for your vulnerability, because that may not be where you need to go. You need to just take care of yourself. You need to get grounded and get within yourself. Be solid with your mental state. Be solid with your health. Seek out the therapy. Fight this darkness. Fight this shadow that you're dealing with. Face the shadow. Don't let it overwhelm you. Okay? That is your emotional, mental, spiritual message. Let's see what your energy is to close out this day. What is your energy for the end of December 5th, 2018? What is your energy to close out this Wednesday? Thank you again, always so much for being here. Thank you so much for your support, for liking and subscribing to the channel. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and do that. It definitely just helps me to know that I'm actually helping and reaching people, and it helps YouTube to know that as well. And YouTube will be more likely to let my videos be seen by people who may need to see them, or people who may not get to see them otherwise. So definitely like and subscribe, and thank you, and know that I very much appreciate you being here. And we got the Six of Swords, which makes sense, and the Four of Wands. So, like I said, both of these cards speak a lot to what I was just saying. You have to change the way you're thinking. You are going through a mindset shift. And I think the problem here is that if you go through these emotional changes, you go through these different, like, just feelings throughout your day, you're experiencing these different things, but you're still thinking about it in the same way, you're not going to see the change that you'd like to see. So this card is a message that if you are trying to make a change in your life, you're going to have to change your mindset too. You're going to have to do everything it takes, and that could be, something as simple as having affirmations. I use an app on my phone called My Affirmation, and it just gives me affirmations every day, positive affirmations that can help me to return to who I am whenever I'm having a not so great day. And it's not the most perfect solution, but it is a helpful solution. So use affirmations, use meditation, use whatever it takes to help work through this mind, these emotional changes that you're going through this mindset change that you're going through. And I think with Four of Wands, again, it is asking you to find stability, is asking you to find solidity within yourself. If you have to stay at home, if you have to, just go home and relax and chill and cuddle with your pets if you have any, talk to your friends, talk to your family, get yourself back to a place, or do things that made you happy at some point, whether or not you're feeling motivated to do them. And like I said, you're probably not feeling that motivated to go out and do that, but do it anyway. Do the things that make you feel good, do the things that help you, do the things that take care of you. Because this is going to help you find stability inside of yourself. This is going to help you find that mental stability and be able to return to the motivated, active person that you want to be. I think there's definitely a change coming for you, whether it's mental, emotional, in your life. I do think that it's mainly mental and emotional, but it could be like your lifestyle. It could be the people that are in your life that are affecting you in this way, that are at least adding to your negative feelings. Whatever it is, face that shadow, face whatever darkness you're going through, whatever emotional turmoil you're dealing with, and let that change happen. There's metamorphosis in here for you, some serious metamorphosis in here for you, but you really have to open yourself up to that. You really have to let yourself be vulnerable. But like I said, be careful of who's paying attention to that. Be careful of who's going to pick up on that and maybe use that against you. But don't be afraid of being vulnerable. Don't let the possibility of negativity stop you from doing something that can help you. Okay? Don't let the possibility of something that may not be great keep you from going after goodness, going after health, going after stability, going after, strength and wisdom. This is a fertile time for you to find that change. This is a very fertile time for you to rebuild. Okay? This is a time for you to rebuild who you are, rebuild your emotional state, let yourself get grounded, let yourself rest if you need to, but don't rest so long don't rest because you just don't want to keep going. Don't stop. Don't give up. Okay? Resting is one thing, but don't give up on yourself. This change is for the better. This change is going to help you be a better you, a stronger you, and a more stable you. Reach for that stability. Look for that stability. And know that this is a fertile time for change for you. This is it's a very good time for you to rebuild yourself, all right? That is your message for Wednesday, December 5th. Thank you 1,000 times for being here. I will see you tomorrow. Remember always that I love you. Bye.